Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Junior Ludimo. Today I will show you how to download XAMPP and to perform some SQL commands. So you will open your browser. Personally I use a Google Chrome, but you can still use any other browser. For example, Firefox. It's okay, it's optional. And then on search bar you just type XAMPP, like that, and then you click enter. And then you click the first link, which is here, Apache XAMPP, then it will direct you here. So what I want also to mention is, like, you can still use XAMPP. There is also other app which is Workbench and SQLite, but personally I prefer to use XAMPP. Okay, so here we have XAMPP for Windows users. If you scroll down, you will find XAMPP for Linux, Ubuntu. If you scroll again down, you'll find the XAMPP for people using MacBook. For personally, I use Windows, so I will just click here, and then your download will start automatically. So I've already downloaded it, so I have it, which is here, as you can see. So I don't need to download it again. That's why it will ask me to duplicate, but I will say no because I have it here. Okay, so I will cancel, which is okay. But if you don't have it, kindly download it. And if you have it, you don't need to download it, which is okay. So for you to confirm if you have it, you just come here to search bar, you type XAMPP. Okay, you type XAMPP like that, and then you can confirm. As you can see, I have it there. Okay, so I just open here, just open the panel, then you will click start. Okay, then the example will start running. For you to confirm if it works perfectly, you click on admin, then this windows will pop up. Let us see. Okay, this is the graphical user interface, which is phpMyAdmin. So we'll not deal with this interface first of all, because we'll be more performing SQL commands. So this is the interface that you need to see. That all will close, will reduce this windows. We'll also reduce this one. Kindly don't close it. Okay, just reduce, and then you click Windows R. Then you type CMD, and type it again, CMD. Then you click enter. Yep. Then we are here. So here you need to type some basic command, which is cd space dot dot. Cd means change directory, but cd dot dot means like go to the previous directory. Okay, backward. Okay, and then you type again cd space dot dot. Type again cd space dot dot. Then cd XAMPP. Okay, type again cd. Type MySQL. Kindly follow the instructions. Then cd again. You write bin. Okay, then you write MySQL. Okay, write MySQL. After writing MySQL, you will write -u space root -p. -u means minus user root, then -p means minus password. Then you click enter. Here don't provide any password. Okay, just click enter. It will prompt you to MariaDB, which you are now in the database. Follow the instruction. Password, don't enter any password kindly. In case you face any problems, let me know in the comment. I will respond to you as soon as possible. Okay, so once we get here, that's our platform where we'll be performing our SQL command. Okay, and our first command is show data bases. Okay, so show databases is a SQL statement which it used to list or to display all the existing databases. Okay, then you click enter. As you can see, we have some existing databases which are there. phpMyAdmin, which means hospital management system, information schema, MySQL Open School Pro, performance schema. Some of them they are by it comes with the application, they are by default, and some of them I did work on them. For example, portfolio, open school, those are mine. Okay. So as I said, show databases it's used to list and to display the existing databases. Okay. So our second command is called create database. This command it used to create a database, and kindly make sure that the name that you will give a database it should be simple and unique for it to be easily identified. Okay, for my example, I can just create a database and I can give a name as student. Okay, then semicolon. Always make sure you put a semicolon at the end of your statement. Then you click enter. Then you write again show databases. Don't worry, you will get used to this command since we'll be using it often. Then as you can see, the student is there. Let us create another table for more understanding. Create that database, sorry, table. Create database. Let us give it a name as school. Okay, semicolon again as usual. Then create database. Okay, then tap again show databases. Okay, then comma semicolon, sorry. Then as you can see, we have now school as a database and student as a database. Okay, you can still create any amount of database you want. Okay, with that command, that's the command it used to create a database. After that, the following command is drop database and plus the name. Let me say, for example, school. Okay, let me explain it. This command drop database it used to delete the existing database permanently from the database server. Okay, when you use this command, make sure like you want to delete completely that database from the database server. So make sure like you want to get rid of database. If not, then kindly don't play with this command. Okay, because once I use this, I will delete the school database from the database server since it's for learning purpose. So it's okay. I will click enter. Then I will show databases to make sure that the school is not there anymore. As you can check the school database, it's not there anymore. Let me drop database, which means delete again. Dot database student. Okay. Then semicolon as usual at the end of each statement. Then you click enter. Then show databases semicolon. As you can see, sorry. Then even the student database is not there anymore. It has been deleted. So the drop database command is used to delete a database from database server. Okay, permanently, like you will not find it there anymore. And the following command it's called which is used to select a particular database from the current database. So we have been deleting our database. Let us create again quickly. Create database. Create database student. Create again. Create database school. Okay. As we can see, we have created two databases. Let us confirm if it's there. Okay, we have created again school and student. So we want to perform the use command. We have said use it has SQL statements which it used to select particularly database from the current database server. Okay, so if you want to select like a student database, if you want to deal with all the data which are within a student database, we need to select that database. Okay, then semicolon. As you can see here where it's written MariaDB, it's none. From none, it is say database changed, then MariaDB student, which means it has shifted from known database to student database. Okay, So we can use it just only used for selecting a particular database, but it's also used to switch from one database to another database. For example, here we are in student database. In case you want to switch to another database, just write use. Let me take another database, which is school. Let's see if it will switch. Semicolon. Okay, as you can see, it has switched to the school database. So those are all the commands related to databases. We have seen how we can show databases, which it lists the existing databases within the database server, how we can create a database, how we can delete a database by using drop command, and how we can select a specific database within a database server. Okay, so I will add some description below, and for the people using Linux, I will put some things which can allow you how you can deal with your terminal. I will not forget you people. And I will upload the following video which will talk more about tables and all the SQL command related table, how we can create a table, how we can delete, how we can update, and how we can edit and modify the data type. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video for you to get more tutorial about database. This is the beginning and we still have a long journey. So thanks for watching, and see you next tutorial where we will talk more about tables. See you guys.